this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to the season premiere of the local show, guys. We made it through off season. I'm Eric Scarvin, your host. Our first show of the winter series, which broadcasts from mid-November to mid-April, paralleling the ski season. See how I did that? So that's hard for me to say, but I'm so excited to have a first-time guest. He's known as the Ski Doctor. He's a two-time world freestyle skiing champion. He is the originator of the Clendenin method. He is in the Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame. It's John Clendenin. Welcome to the show, buddy.
I can't remember all that.
I know, that just took up half the show.
That's great.
Just your titles, man. There's a few other ones in there, too, that we'll get to.
Well,
But welcome to the show, man.
well
This is
thank
fun.
you. Bless your heart.
This is
Eric,
great.
bless your heart. And I don't know if everybody knows, but you're a star, too.
No,
You're a rock star, man, in this town.
I'm just a
You know,
facilitator.
If people knew half the things that you do, we would switch seats.
Oh,
We could switch seats. No, but thank you for having me, man. This is,
It's my pleasure.
we'll see where we go. Huh?
Well, it's been fun hanging out, just talking before the show, and I like
Yeah.
this. I came up with this off season, and not like some brilliant light bulb or anything, but the local show's a passion-driven model, right?
Yeah.
We see in society, and we see, especially in America, this kind of profit-driven model. And of course, we all need to make money and pay
We're
our bills.
passion.
But we're about passion, and you're right there with the passion model.
We're passion.
Of course, maybe we could inch up our income a little bit and maybe be financially secure for a retirement one day.
Not in Aspen, though. You have to stay employed.
but
You
if you
have to
love
keep
it-
working here. Oh, we
I
love it.
mean, like
I
Klaus
love it.
is like, if you love
Yeah.
your work, why would you ever retire? I'm like, Klaus, would you ever retire? He goes to work and he's about to turn 106 in 2
yeah.
weeks. Klaus
He's a-
Overmeyer, shout out to Klaus.
Well, he's a great example. If you're doing what you love,
Exactly.
it's so much easier.
Exactly.
If the passion that you have and that we share is such a big part of being able to live in Aspen.
Right. And
You know?
sustainability, right?
Yeah.
You're driven. You want to go to work. You want to work hard.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily for the man. You're doing what you love. And that's a more sustainable model, I think.
I don't even
at the
think of
end.
it as work either. It's not work. It's
Right.
it's something that it's a have to do that you enjoy. It's something you have to do, but you enjoy it.
Right.
No, I love working with the people, and it's a real people-oriented town and business, that
Yeah.
I'm in.
So you're a ski instructor for Aspen Skiing Company, but we want to go back, and you have your own kind of model within that
I
program.
just got my 30-year pass
30 years.
with Aspen Ski Company.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this
Congratulations
year.
on
This
that.
year.
That's
Thank you.
amazing.
I know
That's
I don't
amazing.
look it though, right?
No,
Where's
you
the
don't have to look
camera?
at any of that stuff. It's just you and I hanging out and Marley. Our dog Marley's in the house too, our mascot for the local show.
Right.
It's just her first year now, so she's getting
Well-
her TV legs underneath her.
I wish she'd come and visit me.
She'll come up. Maybe,
She'll come
maybe
over?
during the break we'll bring her out on
Okay.
the couch.
Okay.
But we want to go back to your childhood and really, we're in a 1-hour special today, which by the way, we've shot maybe 5 or 6 1-hour specials out of 600 episodes over the last 20 years.
Yeah, but this is my first.
This is special. This is truly a special. So for you, it's all just the first time, but we usually do a half hour. This is a full hour show, so we have time to go back into your background and really dig into kind of the early days when you're one of the references I saw on one of the videos, which we'll share several today, was a young lad at 12 years old, and identified you at that point in time in Illinois as someone who really took up skiing and golfing, were a couple of your passions in terms of the sports world. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, it was a strange crossover that took place. Actually, I got into golf sort of after my ski career. So if we save a couple of things for the ski career here, but golf was just kind of an accident. I was kind of retired, living in Lake Tahoe, and a friend of mine said, "John, I just left Incline Golf Course, and they need a pro." And he and I were golf buddies, and he knew I was a pretty good golfer, and I went and applied, and they gave me the job. 5 years later, I'm a PGA golf pro. I have my ticket, my card.
Wow.
And what's funny is when I moved to Aspen, that was really the last I had anything to do with golf professionally.
Okay.
And when I came to Aspen, that's another story, but I got into, well, you saw them, my 2 decks at the Aspen Club and Spa. I had 2 revolving carpets down there. That's
right.
You know, Dick Butera invited me down there and gave me a room, one of the racquetball courts, and I started in the ski business.
And that was what we called at the time, the ski deck. Which we'll show. We'll talk about that, and we'll show a little video clip of that.
Okay.
Of the ski deck or the ski simulator, right? So that means you went more year-round with skiing. You had the winter skiing on snow, and then you had the ski simulator.
We could do the simulator in the early fall. Is really what the business that went into.
Okay. Tune people out.
I still was a little bit involved in the golf business because I took my ski customers golfing, and I had permission from most of the golf courses to bring people out and kind of be their custodian while they learned to play golf. So it was a strange blend, but it all worked here. You know, that's when I made a deal with the Aspen Ski Company. I remember Norton was the
John Norton
was the head of the and he said, "Look, John, you're telling me you got these customers from indoors, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I've got these people who want me to take them outdoors too." He said, "I'll tell you what, we'll give you half. We'll cut it in half. We'll take half, you take half. Here's your price. You get half, we get half." That was the way the deal was made.
It's pretty fair, actually, all things considered.
Yeah,
right?
And so that's how I started on the hill, and then I became a part of the ski school next year when...
So basically, you're bringing in your client base that you had developed in large part on the ski simulator. So you're taking them from the indoor simulator
to the mountain.
Doing turns on the carpet, on the magic carpet, we'll call it, onto the slopes. And then you're doing a 50-50 split with Ski-Co, and then you're, of course, building your clientele from there.
Of course, and that only happened the first year, that deal.
Okay.
And then I became a part of the ski school. I actually went through their training and got, I had a
PSIA.
And I had to do the whole route, and I've done that ever since. Ever since then. Trying to remember who the name of the pro was then. It's on the head of the ski school anyway. I'll think of it.
Okay,
I'll
not Victor Gurdon. He was one of the top guys.
Victor Gurdon was one of the top guys after that.
Okay.
This was before Victor.
Okay. Man, that's hard to grab all those names from the past.
Who was it?
But along the way, before you had actually moved to Aspen, was kind of that golden era of the 70s. And you were on the K2 ski team, which was a freestyle team that had developed around the relatively new sport of freestyle skiing. Was that before you moved to Aspen or after you moved to Aspen?
This is before.
Okay.
The K2 demo team wasn't pre-freestyle. It created freestyle.
Okay.
It really did.
Okay.
That particular movie, we staged the very first freestyle contest in the whole world here on the Ridge of Bell, right?
Wow.
And I remember we heard Dick Barrymore put up one pair of skis for the person who had the most exciting run down the Ridge of Bell.
Wow.
I got a few things to share about that. We have time?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Well, of course, there's a famous scene in The Red Onion, too, which we want to talk about.
So there were 5 of us in this bus traveling around the country, and we came to Aspen, and Dick Barrymore announced on a Tuesday that he would give a pair of skis away to the best run down the Ridge of Bell.
Wow.
On Thursday, that was for the Thursday, over 1,000 people showed up on the Ridge of Bell to watch the very first, what arguably is the very first freestyle event.
Amazing.
And we had 84 competitors. I foreran it with my other 4 K2 members, and we were the judges for the event.
Oh my gosh.
We judged it, and it was who could make the most exciting run down the Ridge of Bell. And that is really when, if you get technical, you get into the words of it, when skiing was done for entertainment.
Right.
Entertainment. Now, racing had always had the They had the star seat in skiing. They were all that we
Right.
referred to. Who could get from A to B the fastest? What we did on the Ridge of Bell was who could get to A to B the most entertaining.
Right, more like style.
Well,
Like style points kind of thing.
It was mine. That event was more survival.
Right. Linked to
survival.
recoveries.
More survival. Who survived the best? But also that was when entertainment became the goal of the ski event. Now listen to this. We had so many people show up on the mountain that the people got into it for the money, right? They looked at this and said, "Now we just did a World Cup down here, and it was free." And we have twice as many people who are buying tickets to get up to watch this thing. Maybe we should make an event out of this.
Right.
So that was the very first freestyle event.
That's
really.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Here.
amazing.
Aspen.
So people are lined up on both sides of the Ridge of Bell, basically.
You weren't here then yet. were
No.
you? No,
So
you weren't.
I was
you were.
my first experiences were as a kid on vacation in the mid 70s, where I fell in love with Aspen head over heels, and I told my parents, "I'm moving here."
Right.
My mom was like, "Good for you, Eric. You should." She had lived here in the 50s with skiing with the likes of Ralph Jackson, so she could hardly object. Plus, she might have also calculated, "Oh, then I can come visit him, and I have a place." I don't know. Probably reading too much into that, but I would land here full time in 1982. But the 70s Aspen is the Aspen I fell in love with.
Right. 82 was kind of the demise of freestyle was already going on then. And that, just for history, real quick, it happened in Calgary at the Olympics.
Okay.
Originally, what I won was the overall, and that was considered the overall champion. We got the car.
The world freestyle champion,
Twice.
which you were twice dubbed that champion.
And what they did in Calgary, they didn't realize that they took ballet out. They didn't want to continue with ballet because they had so much dispute in the ice skating judging.
Okay.
They didn't want to bring another judging event to the Olympics.
Okay.
So ballet got cut out.
Interesting.
From then on, there was no one that crossed over from air to moguls to ballet.
Okay.
And that's what we had as freestyle. That's what the freestyle contest was. So there's no more freestyle after Calgary. Right now, all the mogul skiers just ski moguls. None of them do aerials.
Right.
All the aerialists just do air. They don't do
Right.
moguls. So there's no cross competitors.
Right. It's just separate events and specialists at each
So
event.
the all around doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
And they didn't know they
that's
were
interesting.
doing that when they pulled ballet out. And it's a shame because ballet was really taken off then. These guys were doing triple twisting pole maneuvers.
Yeah, that was
gone
fun to watch
crazy.
some of that footage of the ballet skiing.
Yeah.
Some of that's captured in some of those ski films, like Barrymore was doing back in the day, and
Right.
showing some of that early ballet and some of your moves and spinning around and pirouettes and some of that amazing stuff. And there's a great shot. I don't know if we have it in our collection today, but of you and Susie Chaffee, who was also a U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame member. And
She's
what
also,
was she like? Just real quick on Susie
I
Chaffee.
want to tell you, Susie, if you see this, I'm sorry. She is one of the most beautiful photographed people. I mean, she's very photogenic. Amazingly beautiful. Real life, it's not quite all there. Is that Susie?
Okay.
But for some reason, she is so beautiful on film.
Yeah.
And, she's one of us, a regular person.
Yeah.
When you meet her in life. She's a very nice lady. She's living down in Mexico now. And she still comes up for the Hall of Fame events.
Okay.
So the next Hall of Fame event is in Snowbird.
Okay.
And I always see her at the Hall of Fame events again. She comes to Aspen every now and then. I saw her a couple of years ago. She comes and
I've heard of her being in town for sure.
And does her spins and stuff.
Okay.
She comes down the mountain doing 360. Oh, there's Susie. She's back.
And she's
back.
probably in her 70s, right?
She is older than I am. And I'm in my 70s.
Yeah. Well, that's all good though, because that's inspiring. It's like when you've got a guy like Klaus. I don't say he sets the bar; he is the bar. Skiing in 104. He did that 2 years ago, which would be 101 total years of skiing. because he started at 3 years old.
I heard that
that's insane.
I heard that he wanted to go up at 104.
And he did. And
Yeah.
he did it. He did not. I don't think he skied last year at 105. You know, you have to start, taking it easy a little bit at 105. He's chilling a lot at his ranch, Mid-Valley. But let's also get into some of that 70s stuff because there's so many stories, obviously. There was a famous scene in the Red Onion, which is prominently featured in a Dick Barrymore film. We've got a little bit of a clip of that.
Yeah.
And you guys were the judges. You were there with Ralph Jackson and
Spider Savage.
Spider Savage was judging. And talk a little bit about that wet T-shirt contest because that's a classic 70s.
Well, one very interesting thing about it is it no longer would be permitted on
That was a first and last for that.
That might
event?
have been the first and last. No, they sprung out across the country. They had T-shirt contests after that. I mean, it was a great marketing tool for K2.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I think the winning gal was in a cut-off K2 T-shirt.
with little pom-poms hanging down.
Yeah, a lot of things hanging.
I have never been in a more crowded bar in my life, And again, a lot of it has to go back to Barrymore. I mean, he in a way, the prize for that contest, I think, was another pair of skis.
Oh, so he stoked it. He stoked that event.
Yeah.
By offering dangling these skis.
You know,
for the freestyle competition, then for the
for a pair of skis,
T-shirt
right.
contest.
It might have
That
been
guy had it going on, man.
It might have been the same one pair of skis that he auctioned off too. I don't know. But K2 never got more mileage out of anything they've done before. Well, they didn't do anything before it, but since. Between the Ridge of Bell. Oh, man.
But I mean, how much fun was that? Like at the Onion, and you guys are judging that. That had to be like a lifetime moment because it looked like one.
It was the highlight of our tour.
Yeah.
And the team traveled in a bus, from Sun Valley to Steamboat to Jackson Hole to Stowe, Vermont.
Wow.
I've got a funny story about this,
Nationwide.
okay?
Go for it.
Okay. I don't know if it's funny. It's funny to me. Dick Barrymore hired me kind of as a cameraman because I had made a ski film, and I went to work for him down at Dana Point before and he put this K2 together. He and Tony Sprague put this K2 event together with a bus. They painted the bus red, white, and blue.
Oh my gosh.
And they hired the 4 skiers from Sun Valley. They're all friends. They're all buddies. They knew each other. And they're the 4 best skiers in Sun Valley. And I was hired as kind of as an assistant, a guy, I wasn't really, and these 4 guys were best friends, and I was from LA, and we didn't really gel because I was an LA guy and they were mountain people, right?
Yeah.
The first
I could see that.
the first stop was Jackson Hole, and they had just gotten over 2 feet of snow.
Oh man.
I didn't grow up as a powder skier, right? And they were all great powder skiers.
Oh, wow.
And they looked at me when I was, trying to help move the cams around stuff. I could barely get around in this stuff. It was so deep. The next stop was Mount Mansfield in Stowe, Vermont. And they had a town race set up. And we 4 ran it. And I got to run in it. And I beat them. I beat everybody on the team in the race. They said, oh, no. There's got to have been a mistake.
This can't be right.
So the 5 of us ran it again, and I beat him again.
Oh my gosh.
From then on, I was a performer.
Okay. You got respect.
I got on the team.
That was credit.
But I could ski in moguls, but I wasn't a powder skier or anything anyway. I'm still good friends with all of them.
So this is like Wayne Wong and
No,
Brooks
this is
Bank and these
before.
guys?
No, this is before Wayne.
Okay, so this is
there were
before.
Jim Stelling. I mean,
Okay.
the 4 guys didn't continue to compete or anything, so they kind of drifted off. But Jim Stelling and Wayne Wong became K2. K2 ended up signing them.
Okay.
After freestyle got started, and they had a reputation for competing on the freestyle tour.
We got a great shot, just to interject, of you, Wong, and Plake. It's an old shot, so forgive the photo quality. It's a 50-year-old photo.
Yeah.
But Glenn Plake would then sign on for K2.
He was a K2 skier.
Kind of a progression
And
there.
Glenn was kind of after freestyle. He was after Steve.
Right. He was like extreme skiing.
He got famous with Greg Stump's films, really.
Right.
You know.
Right. Scott Schmidt.
And
all that
he
stuff.
is an incredible skier. And Wayne and I, of course, competed together. I won more cars than he did.
You were winning cars?
I just visited with Wayne in Sun Valley about 2 months ago. We had kind of a freestyle reunion.
Fun.
Which was really, really fun. Everybody had fun. And Wayne's still a great skier. He's working at Deer Valley now. There's my plug for you, Wayne. Don't forget to give it back.
So how does that change? Say it's just you and Wayne Wong, because you had these friendships for so long, but how does that evolve over the years, like with your buddies like Wong and Brooksbank and these guys?
Well, I hang out with
close?
Brooksbank, and he lives in Salt Lake.
Okay.
We're probably more golf buddies than ski buddies. Don't tell anybody that.
Well, hey, that's okay too, man, as long as you're out there.
He's an absolute golf addict.
Yeah, that's all good.
But we had a wonderful reunion in Sun Valley. There were like 60 of us that showed up that are still alive.
Wow,
bless their
man.
hearts. No, and it was a great reunion.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're going to do it again because we all had so much fun. It started out with a dinner party. This lady sent out a letter to a few, said, hey, we're going to be in Sun Valley and we have dinner reserved at I forget what the restaurant was. If anybody would like to join us. The letter went viral, and all of a sudden there were over 100 responses to this.
Gosh.
We'll join you.
People are all over that one.
And I guess about 60 of us ended up showing up.
Amazing.
Yeah, the restaurant was really happy. They closed down for us.
So those are still special relationships, but you guys aren't quite as wild as you were back in the day.
No.
Yeah. Was it pretty disciplined? Like, I mean, when you're touring around in this bus, with this K2 demo team, was there some level of discipline and competition, or was it more just like, woohoo, we're partying and skiing?
Again, the bus ride that year was the beginning of freestyle. There wasn't really a tour till after that.
Okay.
The tour started kind of when the entrepreneurs saw what happened on the Ridge of Bell.
Sure.
They said, hey, look,
started to calculate.
let's do this, but let's add jumping. We'll make that another event. And this trick skiing business, we'll make that another event. And then Chevrolet bought into it. Doug Pfeiffer, I think, put it together. And they put up a car and, $100,000. And
man, that's big time, especially back then.
And the first event after my history anyway, I moved after the Performers, the K2 film, I moved to Lake Tahoe. And, it was a pretty wild time in Lake Tahoe during the early 70s. And I had a job at a restaurant. I was working in the kitchen or something. When the first sanctioned event came from back east at, what was it? Waterville Valley, I think, yeah. And came to Heavenly Valley. And I was actually working in this restaurant, but I got this contract. I decided I wanted to compete in this event. And I went to Hart Skis, and I made a deal. They gave me Hank Cashaw's victory schedule. Hank was skiing for Hart then.
Okay.
Listen to this. This is pretty interesting. They gave him, if he won, and it was a highly competitive tour with Bob Yaddy, touring the pro racers.
Right.
They paid Hank $5,000 for a first place, 4 for a second, 3 for third, 2 for a fourth, 1 for a fifth, right?
Like an
and I said, I just want that victory schedule. And I got the same victory schedule. I said, look, guys, I don't want any money. Just give me a couple pair of skis. And I went to Reichley Boots and Solomon Bindings and got the same deal. I won the ballet. I got third in the moguls. I got fourth in the air, and I won the overall in the car.
Oh man!
So now think about that. When you add up the victory schedule, at the time in the 70s, $100 could buy you something.
Yeah, no kidding. That's amazing.
But I made, and I went on and competed on the tour, and then I ended up winning the overall championship at Sun Valley that year too.
That's amazing.
So I won 2 cars,
Wow, man.
And
that's incredible. That's incredible.
it was a good year
You must
for
have been
John.
flying high
Yeah.
at that point, no pun intended.
You know,
but,
from
man, that's
from
amazing.
washing dishes and to having a car.
Wow.
The following
You
year,
must have been pumped.
the following year, the companies didn't want to give me that victory schedule anymore. They made it
Right.
a little more strict
Like,
on
this,
me.
this dude's getting expensive here
But
because he keeps winning.
I won the car in the World Championships at Heavenly Valley the following year, and I lost it. I lost the car.
How do you lose the car?
Well, I won it, and I drove it into town, and then I remember, oh my God, I had a flight the next day. I had to do a promotion someplace the next day, and so I got a ride to Reno and got the flight and everything, and then I decided I wanted to go to Hawaii, and so I left from Minneapolis or wherever I had this promotion and flew to Hawaii, stayed in Hawaii for about 2 weeks, and I thought,
dude, where's my car?
I had a car. I didn't know where I parked it. I didn't even know where I parked it. I didn't even remember where I had parked it.
Oh my gosh.
It ended up showing up at a dealership in Reno, and
Oh my gosh.
they ended up giving me credit for it eventually. But yeah,
Oh my God.
I did lose it. I did lose
Wow.
it. That was the times, though.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not guilty of, you know.
No, that was just
I was
yeah.
subject to the times.
that was just typical for that era. So we've got a great Ski Hall of Fame video. Obviously, they presented that when you were inducted in the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame. So we're going to take a look at that, and that's going to give people a really good overview of that whole time frame.
They'll be able to put the time segments into place with that Hall of Fame film.
Yeah, we moved around a little bit, but this is a great clip, so we're going to check that out next.
Okay.
John Clendenin is one of freestyle skiing's pioneers, whose ability and talent, as well as his commitment and leadership, contributed immensely to freestyle's establishment and growth. The holder of 2 world championship titles, he moved on to become a significant teacher of a skiing technique that enhances people's ability to perform all aspects of mountain skiing. Clendenin was born in Bloomington, Illinois, and would eventually attend Northwood Preparatory School in Lake Placid, New York. There he came under the ski coaching of Hall of Famer Warren Witherell. Witherell was a coach's coach, and under his tutelage, John received a technical foundation that he credits to his success in both his freestyle career and in the ski method he uses today. While attending college in Los Angeles, he met the builder of the ski deck, a 20 by 20 foot slanted moving carpet. This changed his life forever. He performed as a skier on the equipment that was first introduced at Harry Leonard's ski show in San Francisco in 1966. Clendenin became an expert, doing tricks that led to the ski deck being used for both teaching and entertaining. And this led to the start of freestyle skiing. The first freestyle competition began in the early 70s. Clendenin was one of its top performers, who excelled in ballet, moguls, and what was then called jumping. Today, we call it aerials. His talent led to 2 world championship titles in 1973 and 74. He was not only a performer, but would star in several movies that promoted the growth of freestyle. He was the youngest member of the group that starred in the historic K2-sponsored film by Dick Barrymore called The Performer. Among his achievements would be to introduce music edited to match his skiing in his own film, The Fall. He would also be a founding director of the International Freestyle Skiing Association, a move that led to freestyle skiing becoming part of Olympic competition. He continued to perform with some of the great names in freestyle, such as Susie Chapstick Chaffee, a member of the Hall of Fame class of 1988. John Clendenin is now based in Aspen, where he's been able to share his special passion for skiing through his own school.
I love that because it just shows such a great, again, overview of your career, the things that led into the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame. Tell us about that, like when you found out you were going to be inducted and the actual ceremony.
You know, you have to be nominated, and I had a friend, Barry Hollister, who nominated me, and I didn't even know it, right? And I got word back that I'd had, that I was one of 5 people being nominated or being elected into the Hall of Fame. And I went, what?
Really?
Really?
Pretty surprised then on that one. Wow.
So it was in Park City.
Okay.
And like over 1,000 freestylers showed up. I mean, it was huge, a huge event. And it was such a pleasant surprise to win that award. And they did a fantastic job. They made the video of kind of my life.
Yeah.
And brought out stuff I didn't remember.
So that goes up on the big screen, right? And everyone's checking this thing out.
Yeah, everybody gets to see that.
Before they call you up, basically.
And I had the record. I beat Glenn Plake for the longest nomination speech of anybody.
So you got that going for yourself.
I had to win that one. But I named everybody that I felt should also be nominated and talked about them a little bit.
I like that.
My Eddie Ferguson got elected after that. Scotty Brooksbank got elected after that. Marion Post, who was my ballet partner. We did pair ballet exhibitions together, which I'm really proud of too. I wish we had some. Next time I'll bring footage of that.
There you go. We'll have you back.
Anyway, Susie Chaffee had been elected to that Hall of Fame, and Wayne Wong was elected the previous year.
Wow.
And I was like the 3rd freestyler elected.
Wow.
And it was just a huge compliment from the ski business in the ski industry and from the ski population in general to be. Eric, it was an incredible party, I'll tell you. We revived freestyle that night.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
Right, like back in the day.
Yes.
So there's the induction ceremony, and then there's a party after kind of thing, or the whole thing is just a pretty crazy party? It's like a full weekend of events? Or
bless her heart. My girlfriend threw a party for me in town,
Nice.
and I think everybody showed up.
In Park City.
At Adolph's.
Wow.
We had people waiting outside to get in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the restaurant.
The legend continues
Yeah.
into the Hall of Fame. That's amazing.
And they did a really nice job that I wasn't involved in with the video they did of me. I was surprised, watching it. Oh yeah.
Right, like stuff you hadn't seen
I
or
did that
maybe
too.
had seen ever.
Yeah, they found pictures of Northwood Prep School. I went to prep school.
Yeah.
I got a ski scholarship there. And
Yeah, there's the picture of the team that's like a black and white
right.
image. Yeah.
I'd never seen that picture before.
Wow. So they did
And
some
I'm the little guy
deep
in
dive.
the middle. Yeah.
That's so cool. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah.
So how would you describe that feeling? Like, say, when you were up there with your acceptance speech, what was that like? Just, can you remember that feeling?
I really felt at home because I had so many friends there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's
you
like
and
a
I
family.
talking, and sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't something that I was, in
Yeah.
shock about
You weren't
because I already, I knew about it for several months and stuff. And I planned out the things I wanted to cover in my little speech, and I had people laughing and clapping and screaming, and it was like a party.
Yeah.
A party event.
So you're it's like heartwarming. It's like happy. It's like joy.
How do I put it? It's like it sealed, it made my compassion real. It gave a reality to what I'd been doing in my life. And
Right.
the
Like a
direction.
validation.
Validation,
Yeah,
yeah.
makes sense.
That's the word.
Yeah. Every now and then I come up with a
You
good word
do.
as a talk show host.
I wish people knew that could all talk to you about your life. I mean, the things you do. You just went through. What event are you going to do? The extreme event you're going to do in Aspen?
Well, Summit for Life is the next event
That's
I'm
the
going
one.
to take part in. That's Chris Klug's.
You go.
In fact, Chris is our guest next week. We'll talk about Summit for Life.
Say hi to
So
Chris.
it'll be my 20th time racing up Aspen Mountain at night to benefit the Chris Klug Foundation
Right.
and organ donorship.
Right.
And so we'll elaborate more on that. But yeah, I try to get out there, a couple times every summer and winter, and
You told anybody
still
about your
race.
biking?
I've been racing bikes over 40 years now.
Yeah.
So early on, just super quick, and we'll go to our only break of the show, but a couple years after I got here, in the early 80s, mountain biking was literally born as a sport in the United States between the hippies in Marin County, California, and the hippies in Crested Butte, Colorado.
That's like freestyle.
That would come together and ride to Aspen. It was the
Really?
first epic mountain bike ride over
Really?
Pearl Pass.
Yeah.
So that's a whole separate story. It's in a great movie called Clunkers, with a K, Clunkers. Tells about the early days of mountain biking, and Gary Fisher and Joe Breeze, and like the pioneers of mountain biking in that era that were, you know, some of the first mountain bikers that had adapted bikes that they call clunker bikes with stronger rims, stronger brakes, stronger frame sets. Gary Fisher would come up with some of the first mountain bikes off mass production. The Stump Jumper was one of the first specialized bikes also that was mass produced. And anyway, I got into the sport and I soon started to race. And in 1984, I did the first mountain bike race in the valley called the Fanny Buster. And it was up Fanny Hill in Snowmass. It's a completely brutal, heinous climb, completely treacherous downhill. I ended up 10th out of 40 guys on a rental mountain bike with like a bike rack on the back of it. Open pedals, high top Chuck Taylors, high socks up to my knee. I looked like I was ready to play basketball. Leather hairnet, which was the helmets back then. It's like strips of padded leather. I've got pictures of this, black and white pictures of that. I remember sitting on the Snowmass Village on the ground with my back against the wall going, that was the most brutal freaking thing I've ever done in my life for physical athletics. And I grew up doing all the team sports. I got to do this. I got to do more of this. And that was the hook. And then now, over 40 years later, I'll get out, like I say, a couple times in the summer for Aspen Cycling Club events. I'm not doing regional and national events anymore. And then a couple uphill races, like Summit for Life, and then Mother of All Ascensions, which races up Snowmass, either on snowshoes or skis or traction devices. So that's kind of just a quick little
synopsis.
capsule of all these
See, everybody,
years.
I told you, this guy has a hell of a story. You know,
well,
I was thinking
it's
one
just
of the
stuff we
things
love,
about biking that's interesting is there's a lot of team stuff that you mentioned, and skiing is so individual in a way.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, part of my passion since I've been in Aspen was to get people. So many people, I found a huge market here in people who were stuck on groomed terrain because they couldn't ski off the groomed terrain. They couldn't ski the whole mountain.
Yeah.
And so my passion was to make that gap for them, or create a method for that gap between people who, you know, felt like it could be comfortable going down the groom, but as soon as they got off piste or got into moguls, they looked like monkeys on a hot tin roof.
So that's a perfect segue into the second half of the show. But first, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Our only break of the show. I do want to thank our underwriters that are making this winter series happen. And then we're going to talk about the Clendenin method.
Okay. Thank
and
you,
the ski
underwriters.
doctor.
Thank you, underwriters.
So we've got our underwriters: Aspen Square, Haiti Children, Highlands Ale House, Klug Properties, Sally Sheikman Real Estate, Red Brick Center for the Arts, Sundog Athletics, and last but not least, the Wheeler Opera House. We're going to go to our only break of the show, guys. It's not even 2 minutes. We'll be back with the ski doctor, the two-time world freestyle champion, one of the pioneers of freestyle skiing, and the Clendenin method. So don't go away.
Community is at the heart of Aspen, and I take great pride in being a part of it. I'm Chris Klug, and as a lifelong Aspen resident, my connection to this community runs deep. My involvement in local events and charities isn't just about giving back. It's about staying in tune with the community I love. Allow me to help you find your place in our incredible community together.
As Aspen's most experienced instructors, Sundog Athletics offers you 30 years of experience teaching and guiding adventure sports, including snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and snow fat biking instructional adventures. SundogAthletics.com for more.
Hi, I'm Sally Sheikman with Aspen Snowmass Sotheby's International Realty. I moved here in 1989 and I've been selling real estate here for the last 33 years. Give me a call today and let me put my mountains of experience to work for you.
The Wheeler Opera House, presenting comedy, music, family shows, and so much more. Experience live entertainment year-round in the heart of downtown Aspen. From laugh-out-loud nights to unforgettable performances for all ages. The Wheeler is where Aspen comes alive. Aspen's creative art scene can be found at the Red Brick Center for the Arts, hosting exhibitions by Colorado artists, youth and adult art classes, working artist studios, and nonprofits. The Red Brick is launching the new Aspen Public Art Program. More at redbrickaspen.com. Located in the heart of downtown Aspen across from the gondola, Aspen Square offers spacious accommodations with full-size kitchens and balconies, full hotel amenities, and all the comforts of home. Home-style comfort, hotel-style ease. Located slopeside at Aspen Highlands, Highlands Ale House is open daily, offering affordable scratch-made comfort food, delicious beers and cocktails, ideal after your Maroon Bells adventure or for a family meal. Rehearsal dinners and weddings are a specialty at our beautiful venue.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome back, guys. You're with us here on the local show, our 21st year, 41st season, as we do summer season and winter season. And I've got the ski doctor himself here making a house call. We like to say Ski Doctors on Call is the name of the show. And John, you know, we're just talking off camera about fear being such a big thing, whether you're teaching mountain biking like I do with Sundog Athletics or winter fat biking on snow. We love that too. But fear management is a big part of that because people are coming into these things like skiing with legitimate concerns and fear. And you alluded to that before the break, coming off the groomers into the moguls, that's a fear-filled activity. But tell us your story, because you had something that put fear into a perspective as a paraglider.
Yeah, I hope we don't disagree about fear, but I've got a theory on it too. I've got my thoughts on it.
Okay.
People ask me, John, you know, how did you handle your fear, you know, in competition, you know? And
yeah.
And I said, well, you know, I got a story about fear that taught me the big lesson. I was a hang glider. And I'm proudly, I've hang glided more mountains, more ski mountains than anybody else, I think. You know, Snowbird, Vail, Copper Mountain. Jeez. But I did most of my hang gliding at Heavenly Valley.
Wow.
Now, Heavenly Valley, quick story if I can tell it quickly.
Of course.
Has a 2,000-foot vertical drop right off the top down the gun barrel. It's one of the longest, steepest runs in the United States. And they have a gondola from the bottom that goes to the top. And I used to hang glide there fairly regularly. I would take the last gondola up all alone, and I'd put my hang glider together, and they would announce it. I mean, people knew about it. John's flying today. It had to be a perfect day. You know, the wind had to be just right and everything. And it drew a crowd, you know, from the bar, and, you know, they used to come out, John's flying on Thursday. And this friend of mine, a roommate, worked for Barnum and Bailey Circus, and he gave me this red overall suit to wear. So it was a nice warm day, and all I had on was the red suit, my ski boots, and my skis. I went up in the gondola, go to the top. I go to build my hang glider at the top. I'm up there by myself, and I'm putting it together. I'm putting a seat in. It's just a 2x4 that you sit in, and you take off with the hang glider.
Oh my gosh.
And I looked up, and this winometer, the thing was blowing the wrong way. The wind was coming down the hill.
Oh.
And I went, whoa, man, a whole big crowd down there, you know.
Oh.
And I'm going, I better go if I'm going to do it, because it's not, you know, it's probably not going to get any better.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
So I took off in my hang glider, and I'm going down. It's a steep mogul run, and I usually take off within, you know, 40, 50 feet. Boom, it goes in the air because you have the forward momentum.
So you're
the
skiing
speed.
on snow to take off on your hang glider.
And it's not taking off.
Oh, geez.
And so I'm going down, I'm riding it down, and I'm going faster and faster, and it's not going into the air. And I was just at a point where I was thinking I'd pull the nose down and tumble with it, but a lot of people die when they do that. And I'm thinking, so I'm hanging on with all my might, and all of a sudden, boom, I shoot off into the, go up straight up in the air, because I got so much speed that I went through the wind issue. Boom. And I went straight up in the air, and I went, oh my God. And I'm going down, and I pull the nose back down, and I don't know, I'm 300-400 feet in the air. And I hit, it's where the wind that's coming down hits the wind that's coming up, and it's a sack. There's no air there.
Oh, wow.
And I fell out of the sky.
Oh, my God.
Whew, the hang glider. And I'm going straight down, and I have to point it straight down because I need that airfoil again. It catches. I don't want to tell. I clang my skis on the top of a lift. Boom, and again now I've got wind coming at me, where it's supposed to be, and I go straight back up in the air again. Well, I'm wearing this red outfit, right? It's just a real thin, overall outfit. Everything in my body that was loose came out.
Oh, no.
Everything.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm flying down. And I got this watermelon, and hanging off the back of my 2x4.
Oh my God.
And I'm going over the crowd, and they're all applauding and everything. And I go out over the parking lot, and I come in, and I have to bow it up and bang, and I land.
Oh my God.
And I undo the strap, and I run to the men's room. And
no taking a bow or any.
No. 4
signing
shots
autograph.
of tequila handed to me under the stall. I said, John, come on, the people are gone. You're okay. I finally come out, and I had left a trail of every step I took to where my hang glider was.
Oh my gosh. That's worse than the Trail of Tears.
Fear.
Oh my, the Trail of Tears.
That solved all my problems with fear.
That really put it in perspective really quick.
I'm
like
saying
you were
the
just
things
in
in
terror.
freestyle, I go, this is not scary, the stuff going on. That was pre-freestyle career too.
That's insane.
So when you have an abundance of something, you don't need any more. It doesn't bother you. I had all the fear I needed taken care of.
Did you think you were going to die during that flight?
Obviously,
like several times.
Yes.
There was multiple occasions where you could have died.
There were 3 spots during that flight where I thought I was going to die.
Oh my gosh! Literally scares the poop
I
out of
flew
you.
one more time after that. I went to Snowbird, and flew at Snowbird, and I got caught. I got caught in a wind draft too there, and I got up so high above Snowbird that I could see the jets coming in for Salt Lake City Airport, right?
Oh my gosh!
And I'm going, I got to get this thing. I got to get down. And I had trouble landing because of the snow was it's spring snow, and the heat kept the hang glider buoyant. I finally just turned it up, stalled it, and hit like off a ski jump. Said, that's it. There's more going on here than I know about. So
yeah, sounds like there's too many variables out of your control.
I quit hang gliding. Now I know that's not a
my
freestyle
gosh.
story, but that's my issue
That's
with fear.
crazy. But fear, and fear management. So talk about the development, like from the ski simulator, the ski deck, to taking people now out on skis and into the moguls. Talk a little bit about that and some of those key skills or concepts.
The primary market still, by the way, we just sold out 2 camps for this coming.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
Well, I do 1 camp a month, and we still have room in the December camp if anybody sees this between now and then. February camps is sold out. All the camps are almost sold out. We had a story come out in the New York Times last week.
Congrats.
And I think that kicked in. We had 6 people sign up yesterday, in the last 2 days anyway.
Sweet.
But to answer your question, my passion really was the fact that I knew the problem with people ungroomed, they did not know how to ski really.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They can get around and groomed. Anybody can ski and groomed,
Right.
once you're around it for a while.
You
but
can
if you
cheat it
don't
kind of thing.
know technically what you're doing, you cannot go off-piste or into all-mountain skiing.
Right.
And so because I have a little bit of a reputation in freestyle and stuff, I said, I'll see if I can't maximize this and help bridge that gap. So my whole method really is about giving people the skills they need, the primary skills they need
Exactly.
to ski off the mountain, not look like a monkey on a hot tin roof, you know.
Right.
Most people, even now, can make 4 or 5 turns in the bumps, and they realize they're not controlling their speed.
Right.
They realize they better either figure out how to stop or they fall. So there's really a lot of danger in people trying to do something that if they had a little technique or really understood what's happening with their skis and how to work them both, not just one of them at a time, but
Right.
both together,
Right.
that you know, that I'd be doing something worthwhile
Right.
and good.
Yeah, and sharing what you love, like you said, the passion, because it's like it's so cool to be out like skiing yourself, right? And for me, doing these mountain biking or road biking, whatever it is, by myself. But when you bring other people along for the ride, literally and figuratively, that's where it's 10x, right?
You know what's so
On the
exciting?
joy?
It's when someone makes their first
Exactly.
mogul run,
Exactly.
and they go, "Oh my God,
Exactly.
this is so easy," you know, and it doesn't hurt.
It's like an epiphany. It's
and
like
that's you know, that's part of the reason I still love it. You know,
Exactly.
I'm still committed to it.
I so
You know,
relate to that.
I probably should be retired and not on the golf course someplace, but I still love seeing that. I mean, I can see people come down just a small little mogul run, you know, like some of the stuff over there behind Bonnie's, you know, and they go,
Pump House or FIS
Oh
or
my
whatever
God,
those runs
yeah,
are.
yeah.
The run right above Bonnie's. I forget the name of that.
well,
But
there's
yeah, we know those bump runs.
no, just, yeah, the one over on the side there. Anyway, I don't the names of runs. I just
Yeah.
go to them.
That's like knowing the names of the streets in
Streets,
Aspen. Oh, it's right by the old, like you said, Bonnie's. It's right by
Bonnie's.
Bonnie's. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, everyone
go
knows.
there.
Yeah, we don't. That's all we need to know.
But
But when you see them do something like that,
well, it's like the same passion you're talking about, though. I mean, you know, when you get someone on a bike doing something and going to another level and enjoy
It's a
it,
rush.
it makes your day too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're empathetic people, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
and sometimes pathetic as we get older.
Pathetic and
But empathetic is good too. But doesn't that make you light up? Like I say, when my client lights up like a light bulb, as corny as it sounds, I light up. You
Yeah.
get like, they get this rush, because it's like, you know, doing something for the first time, and then you get a rush, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that rewarding feeling.
It is definitely a reward.
Talk
And-
about some of the in-depth stuff, because there's a, what is it, touch and, I forget the exact,
Touch, tip, drift, center.
yeah, you know.
I got 4 words.
Yeah, you know.
You know, I tell people,
Talk
all they
about
have to
that a
learn-
little bit.
all they have to
So that's like a
learn is
specific-
four words. All you have to learn is 4 words.
Yeah.
I describe my method in 4 words. I call it drift centering, touch, tip. You touch, tip to make a turn, and anything you do between pole touches and your next touch
Yeah,
is the drift.
okay.
If it's intentional. It has to be intentional. So it can be a drifted turn and come up. It can be a carved turn. It can be everything in between, as long as it has intention behind it, as long as that's what you meant to do.
Right.
You're learning the technique. You've got it.
Right.
So and centering has to do with the key skill that I think is important for people to learn. And without getting too technical, it means if you have 2 feet and 2 skis, you got to be using them both. You want to use one turn. You know, the downhill ski actually initiates the turn,
Right.
and then the inside uphill ski has a function also.
Right.
You want to be on that ski before the edge change, and it's parallel. If
Right.
you're on this ski, you can't do what? If you're on this uphill inside ski, you can't do this with it. And that is the absolute most prolific bad thing you can do, and that's a stem entry in bumps.
Right.
That's what gets people tired. It's what makes them lose control. They need to make a parallel turn entry. And like Michaela Schifrin does on every turn she makes,
Yeah.
she actually has her balance on the inside ski when she actually lifts this one up and then brings it back into play if you watch her in slow motion.
And talk about the feet, because I like to call it happy feet when I saw that information about how you focus in on the feet, the importance of the feet as the literal foundation, right? Can you elaborate on the feet, or what I call happy feet?
I wish I could show you. Maybe I could stand on this. The whole method is based from the feet up. We teach
Yeah,
from the feet up.
exactly.
If you edge your feet, your body has to angulate to adjust for it. But you can put your body in an angulated position without tipping the feet. So you've got to learn all about your edge management. For speed management, you need to manage your edges also.
Yep.
So our focus, and that's something we do on the simulator so well. We can teach, forward momentum is something you can lean against, and it gives you stability. Forward momentum does. It gives you a leeway. On the machine, on the simulator, you make the turns without forward momentum, so you have to do it out of your feet.
Right.
It has to come from your feet.
Right.
And so the little bit of time people, I grew up on a simulator in LA when I lived in LA. We haven't covered that story, but I was for 5 years. I performed in ski shows and stuff on the simulators in these ski shows. That's where I met Jean-Claude, and I met Stein, and I met Roger Staub and Art Fuhrer.
Wow.
I met all these stars because they all performed on the deck.
Wow.
But I was the rock star on the deck because I had been on it a lot more than they had.
Wild. But that's where it forces you, like you say it again.
Foot conscious, yeah.
Foot conscious, foot aware.
Yeah, foot awareness.
And really the basis. And I mean, especially the newer skis that now shape skis have been out for quite a few years, but it's really just kind of almost like rolling your ankle in. Instead of, it used to be more like the hip, knee, ankle. Now it's just kind of more into the,
I think
even more so.
I owe my world championships really to my time on the simulator.
Yeah.
Because I'm totally committed to the feet in terms of finding your balance and structure and body positions. If I tip my feet over, my body automatically adjusts.
Yep.
It has to.
Yep.
Or I would fall over.
Right, right.
If I tip my feet and don't do this, I'm going to go down.
Right.
So the feet really, people don't know how smart they are either. Their feet are really freaking smart.
That's what I've been mostly focused on in more recent years, is just more focused on my feet.
And you're
then the
skiing?
body follows, basically.
And
I've been
absolutely.
skiing, for whatever, 60 years.
See, there's so much people
there's only-
teaching positions and stuff, but
We're down to a minute to go, buddy, but I want to
Okay.
kind of just dial in.
Yeah.
How can people find out more, including about your camps that are coming up?
Oh, the Clendenin ski method.
Clendenin.
CM we call it.
Yeah, you've got clendeninmethod.com.
Yep.
Is one of your websites.
Yep. Yeah, that one works fine. If you can spell my last name, CLENDENIN.com.
And where else? And also Aspen Skiing Company? They can
Yeah,
get a
the
hold of
Aspen Ski Company, I'm on their website.
Okay.
But I have my own website.
Okay.
What?
That means, you know what that means.
We're done.
Come to the end of the grueling test of conversation, buddy. Did you have fun on the show today?
Thank you, Eric.
I had so much fun.
Eric,
this has
thank
been
you,
great.
buddy. Thank you so much.
I couldn't think of a better way to kick off the season.
I hope it works out for you.
Small token of my appreciation.
You guys?
The Ski Doctor, check him out, you guys. This guy's here to help you out. There's not many more Yodas of skiing than John Clendenin.
Yoda.
Thank you for watching our season premiere, guys. We'll see you next week.
Community is at the heart of Aspen, and I take great pride in being a part of it. I'm Chris Klug, and as a lifelong Aspen resident, my connection to this community runs deep. My involvement in local events and charities isn't just about giving back. It's about staying in tune with the community I love. Allow me to help you find your place in our incredible community together.
As Aspen's most experienced instructors, Sundog Athletics offers you 30 years of experience teaching and guiding adventure sports, including snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and snow fat biking instructional adventures. SundogAthletics.com for more.
Hi, I'm Sally Sheikman with Aspen Snowmass Sotheby's International Realty. I moved here in 1989 and I've been selling real estate here for the last 33 years. Give me a call today and let me put my mountains of experience to work for you.
Welcome to